The truth? The broad truth. I never even heard of it until Techstars Farm talked.
Well, what's interesting about Minnesota is that it's been in the food business for over 150 years.
I think that people outside of the Twin Cities don't often understand just how many large multinational businesses are headquartered here in the Twin Cities.
If you look at the history of this region, if you look at the great companies in this region, and you understand the food science that comes out of both the companies and also out of the university, you really have a significant advantage to start your business here versus anywhere else if that's the industry you're in.
You would literally grow food throughout the state and then send it down the Mississippi. And so when you're doing that and growing those businesses, you then are building out other businesses to support those businesses in scaling.
Minneapolis and St. Paul has a thriving entrepreneurial ecosystem. A lot of people are just starting to recognize that.
I think this Minneapolis-St. Paul region is a perfect region to continue to drive and help the startup community.
I think it's incredibly exciting that the Techstars Farm to Fork program is here, and it's really going to capitalize on the breadth of expertise that we have here. Because we have so many Fortune 500 companies, large-scale private companies, these teams can capitalize on a lot of expertise across the supply chain.
And so you can basically find everything. There's a large R&D network around this community, and when you start talking about agriculture and food production in particular, there's probably no better place in the world to do that work than here.
We don't have very many cities at Techstars that we've run multiple programs in. They tend to have been really large cities, LA, New York. And that's a pretty amazing opportunity for the Twin Cities to have two programs.
The significance of having two Techstars programs in the Twin Cities is really two-parted. One is for the entrepreneurs going through the program, the other is for the cities itself.
And there's a certain sort of gravitational attraction to Techstars that I think is really helpful to a community.
It attracts investors to town. It attracts high-powered entrepreneurs to town. It brings people here. It also gives the community something to rally around. And oftentimes some of these entrepreneurs end up moving and staying here and building big businesses.
When people come and have this intense experience and they meet their mentors and they spend time in that local community, a decent number of them actually decide that that's where they want to start their business.
We have companies here from Canada, from India. We have entrepreneurs from Brazil. We have people from literally all over the world that have come to the Twin Cities and to St. Paul to attend to this program.
Minnesota is not going to be a best-kept secret anymore.
For starters, we bring a bunch of companies in. There's money obviously involved. There's energy, there's programming, and then we surround it all by mentors, most of whom are local.
The next 13 weeks is crazy. It's kind of broken up into three parts. The first part, we put them in rooms with a ton of smart people. We call it Mentor Madness. So they'll meet with, in this program, over 100 people in 12 days. They do 20-minute speed dates. They'll end up connecting with a few of those people who become what we call lead mentors. And those lead mentors help keep them accountable, help them with advice and Rolodex throughout the entirety of the program. And they just build great relationships that often last forever.
They're going to be thinking differently about their businesses. They're going to connect with people that they never expected to connect with.
Some of the strongest relationships that they build are with the other entrepreneurs in their program. Here, they're going to get to meet not just the people that are going through the Techstars Farm to Fork cohort, but we have events and things scheduled where they get to meet the Techstars retail cohort as well. So now instead of having just 9 or 10 other companies, they have 19, 20 other companies that they can really build strong bonds with.
So our lovely winners of the Farm to Fork Extravaganza Eleganza Scavenger Hunt, it goes to Heavy Connect and EIO.
Second month of the program, they kind of really put their heads down. They're done with a lot of meetings and really try and build. They take a lot of the knowledge and the advice and expertise that they got in that first month and they act on it, they build on it. They start creating new products, they're going out and selling, they're leveraging the new connections that they have to do those types of things that will help accelerate their business.
They're going to leave the program not necessarily on a different trajectory that they came in, but on a much accelerated trajectory.
Techstars taught us the language that we wanted to be speaking in order to make sense to investors and better communicate our vision.
I kind of view it as a crash course in an MBA program.
What scares me the most over the next 13 weeks is how we're going to operate with lack of sleep.
What scares me most is like I have to make my company run at the same time that I have to make things happen here.
It's going to be much more intense than they realized it was going to be. It's going to go by much faster than they expected it to go by.
The schedule is daunting. We are having about 120 meetings over the course of 3 weeks, which for some of us who aren't absolute extroverts can be a pretty heavy emotional load.
It's going to be a lot of long nights. I'm not going to get very much sleep over these next 13 weeks, but from what I understand, this is a singular experience in our journey as a company and my journey in my career. Hi, I'm Francesco, CEO and co-founder of Induction Food Systems. We're developing heating technology to replace steam in food and beverage processing. We first got our start with NASA technology, and now we're commercializing to help manufacturers increase efficiency and expand more efficiently.
We're in global trade, and what we do is we eliminate the manual paperwork that's required to ship ocean containers. So we simplify and automate the tasks, the preparation, the tracking, and most importantly, the generation of document sets that are required for shipping ocean containers.
Big Wheelbarrow is a software company that helps wholesale buyers easily work with small suppliers. So we've created an AI technology that's a force multiplier for wholesalers, so they can actually work with more small suppliers to fill their orders without spending more time on the phone.
Yeah, Thrive is a lending platform, so it's very simple to understand the problem. We are, as of now, focusing exclusively in the agriculture sector. And Thrive was born to connect the dots, to connect the farmers with the lenders.
Renewal Mill is solving both the issues of food waste and affordable nutrition. So we're taking byproducts from food manufacturing companies, harvesting them, upcycling them into high-value ingredients and products. And because of the cost savings of using these byproducts that would otherwise go to waste, we're able to use them to produce these superfood products at a low cost.
HaveConnect is a platform that helps farmers to simplify his operation. So we try to remove paper from the checklist that they have to do for food safety. We remove paper from the timesheets that they have to fill every day for the employees. And by doing this, we simplify the workday.
The global dairy industry loses about $10 billion worth of production every year from undetected illnesses in the udders of dairy animals. We solve that problem with a solution that scales from the largest of farms down to the smallest farms and does so in a way that's affordable for everybody.
Our mission statement is to improve success rate and profitability of restaurants. But one of the reasons why restaurants fail is because they don't have a clear sense of, okay, what should be my cost structure? Like, how much should be my menu margins in each of the menu items? Whether I'm making profits at the end of the week or end of the month. So pepper kind of takes that guesswork out.
Taste is personal. Food preferences are very personal to every one of us, right? You like spicy, I don't. Personalization needs to come into this industry across the entire spectrum, and nobody's doing that.
Companies come into Techstars and they think it's going to be transformational. They have no idea just how transformational it's going to be.